We are students of University Canada West, and we're here to give an ethical case study on Imperial Oil Limited as we focus on the PESTEL analysis we focus on the political, the economical, social, technological, environmental, and legal actions of how these cases have affected Imperial Oil Limited. So looking back at February 2023, there was a massive oil leakage at the northwestern Alberta indigenous community, as there was over a 5.3 million gallon of oil leakage, which affected several lands and also the ecosystem of the local communities in the northwestern Albertan community. It also affected a family called Connie and Ward Brown, as they weren't able to get financing from the bank due to the damage on their land. Now, the immediate environmental impact was the direct pollution, as this had significant harm to the wildlife and the water quality, even the natural habitats, which were the animals living around the area. We also noted an adverse effect on the health and the financial stability of the indigenous community, like I mentioned earlier, on the family of the Brown, as they weren't able to get financing from the bank. We also noted reputational damage to Imperial Oil Limited, as they got a lot of litigations from the public, from the communities, and even from the lands around them. Now, questions to be asked. Do Imperial Oil have adequate corporate governance, and are their environmental regulations good for them to prevent such incidents? Let's take a look at the PESTEL analysis.
Okay, the PESTEL analysis highlights. I'm going to briefly review that we have found in the PESTEL analysis. After the oil leakage in northwestern Alberta, we have seen a lot of problems. Everyone agrees actually that the people who make the rules and regulation, like the Alberta Energy Regulator, they actually need to do better job to stop these things from happening again. This is not only that we have found the family Connie and Brown face a lot of problem. This is also for the company that the cleaning and fixing this problem. I mean, the underground water, it costs it really needs a lot of money, and it's really tough. It shows that we need to make plan better. We need to make a strategy really better. The people who are living nearby are having a hard time, and they are telling us loud and clear that the company obviously need to stop these acts. We need to use better technology. I mean, the companies and also the businessmen need to use better technologies to be safe. It is really time to really care about our planet and by being more green. Because previously we used to focus on the Millennium Development Goal, which is MDG, but now we are focusing on the Sustainable Development Goal, because this is our main concern, prime concern you can consider. Because we need to do something. I mean, we cannot produce, we cannot hamper a land or something like that our next generation cannot use that. So we have to think that perhaps after 50 years or 60 years, our lands and our environment will not be able to use, will not be able to produce something. So we have to think about our next generation as well. So now I want to talk about some call and action, what we need to do, what should we do. So I think companies and businessmen and everyone actually in this society have to step up actually, have to come together to solve these issues. So we have to look after our planet, obviously, that I have told you earlier, which means following the rules and being so much smart and avoiding these big messes like the Imperial oil leakage. So we have to actually stop this. So okay, let's work together, and business people and the government obviously should do that. Thank you.
Okay, now we take a look at how the stakeholders are affected. and we'll be using the PESTEL analysis to look into this. The very first factor is the political factor. And this is based on the way the government rules and policies will impact the company and the stakeholders. It means that it could either impact them positively or negatively. Second one is the economic factor, the rate at which inflation changes, the income level, and the liquidity of the stakeholders will determine if the stakeholders will support the business or not. Societal factors such as the demographic and the change of opinion which a stakeholder has towards a company can determine how a company will be supported by its stakeholders or not. Fourth factor is the technological factor. This has to do with how the artificial intelligence, digitalization, and new advancements in technology might be like a positive or negative impact to the way the stakeholders is being influenced. The companies using the new market approach to advertise and bring in their customers closer. It is a big factor on how the stakeholders will react to a company. Environmental factor is also very important. Activities related to sustainability and the environment, how the company influences, how it works with its environment, will determine the way the stakeholders will receive the company or not. Lastly, we have the legal factors. Attitude of stakeholders can be influenced by legal disputes and adherence to law by the company.
Imperial Oil's PESTEL study on a problem of environmental pollution from oil leaks offer important insight for creating solutions. This process's primary objective is to strengthen the organization's ability to handle with similar problems in the future. Firstly, to prevent legal and regulatory non-compliance concerns, Imperial Oil must focus on legal proactivity and staying ahead of rules. Regularly updating compliance policies, establishing specialized staff, and actively participating in policy development can help business to anticipate change and create industry-friendly legislation. This approach can help avoid fines and sanctions in the future. Also, Imperial Oil must establish a sustainability and risk management framework that incorporates environmental, social, and governance considerations into business decisions. This framework should be used at every project stage, comparing ESG performance to industry standards and consulting sustainability specialists. Moreover, to prevent stakeholder alienation and community relations issues, company needs to improve communication strategies, especially with indigenous communities and Browns. Establish feedback channels and ensure all-inclusive solutions considering all parties' concerns. Lastly, Imperial Oil must implement advanced environmental monitoring system to detect leaks and prevent future damage. They should establish a publicly accessible reporting system, investigate technical developments, apply industry best practices, and collaborate with tech firms. In conclusion, Imperial Oil's PESTEL study demonstrates progressive strategy for controlling environmental pollution, utilizing advanced technology, stakeholder involvement, sustainability integration, and legal compliance for ethical operations. Thank you for your attention.